Let's journey back to John chapter 5 again this week. When Jesus is interacting with this man at the pool of Bethesda, a man who has been paralyzed for 38 years, he gives him a sequence of commands. The second thing that Jesus tells this man to do is to pick up his mat. This mat would have been something that this man would have been extremely familiar with. For years, he probably sat on this same mat in almost the same spot day after day after day. The mat has really become something that has defined his life. It's a reminder of his paralyzation, the things that are inadequate, his loss of hope. It defines his life, who he has become. Yet Jesus tells him not to leave it behind. He tells him to pick it up. A powerful statement that Jesus makes to him. And the thing that once defined him, he has been empowered by Christ to now define that thing in his life. A symbol of his weakness and inadequacies has now become a symbol of God's power, grace, and mercy in his life. You and I have mats in our life, things in our past that have defined who we are. Decisions that we've made, situations and circumstances we've had to face, maybe even some brutal and painful things that have happened to us that were outside of our control. But Jesus sometimes tells us not to leave those things in the past, but to pick them up. By the power of Christ, we can pick up the things that once defined our life in a negative way and now define God's grace, mercy, and power in our life. My prayer for you this week is this: that you would hear the Holy Spirit give you wisdom on the things you're meant to pick up and carry with you from your past. The things that once defined you, that now Christ has called you to define. That's today's Ministry Minute.